Alright, hey there guys, Nostalgiaverse back here once again, and today I wanted to make a video about Aeriths Death and how it might be more amazing than any of you think it could be. And they've set up for something really awesome here. I just want to go over a few things before we start getting into it, but they are important to what I am about to talk about and discuss in the theory of how her death scene is going to continue to play out throughout part 3. So let's just get right into this. Let me pause this music and we will go to this video. So yeah, we have the black whispers and the white whispers. The black ones have been leading Cloud towards her to kill her with his own hands, and the white ones are obviously stopping him from doing that. So yeah, and then I'll just skip a little ahead. We see, yeah, Cloud struggling to get up to her. Yep, and now those black whispers take control over Cloud. They're like lifting up a sword. And once again, the white whispers are trying to counteract this. Well, yeah, Sephiroth wants Cloud to do this with his own hands. He's trying to break Cloud at any chance he can get. But I think he's underestimating Aerith, and she's just a little too powerful. And he can't execute it, so what does he do when he can't get Cloud to do it? Here he comes himself. Alright, you see that effect that happened right there? That glowing effect? This isn't happening right here. That is not happening. This clash never even happened. All that glowing effect, she's got that like glowing circle around her now. And hey look, the party can now come and try to get there to save the day. It looks like it didn't hit, and then you see the sword angled a different way, and there's the blood. Cloud's all confused. What's going on? What happened? There goes the white materia. Falling down just like the OG.
Aerith.
It's like, oh, you just got knocked out or something. You're fine. Tyler Hoechlin, I love him as Sephiroth, I do. That laugh, ooh, so good.
Don't weep.
See, he's weeping, he's crying. There's the speech. My eyes are burning, my mouth is dry.
Your tears are empty.
And Aerith is blocking this out from Cloud's mind. She is pillowing him, trying to stop him from breaking. Sephiroth wants him to break.
Just like
Slap the blood all over Cloud off his sword.
Cloud, it's okay.
More of Aerith like pillowing the, stopping the breakdown. And then as we see in a second here, with Cloud holding his hand up to her face,
Aerith.
She's not raising her hand, he's like holding it there. And look, hey, the party gets there just after all this stuff happens. And that's a big point. That is a big point in this death scene. And look, and Cloud doesn't see any of the blood. He's holding her hand up, she's not putting her hand up to his face. Cloud is just severely fucked up.
And so it begins. A confluence of worlds and emotions. Loss, chief among them. It engulfs fleeting moments of joy, transforming them into rage, sadness, hatred.
Which is what Sephiroth is trying to do to Cloud, so keep that in mind.
Never have I felt them so keenly.
I got this.
And he probably feels them so keenly because he's a part of Cloud on a cellular level. Yep, more shielding him. You know, that little circle of white whispers there with the glowing effect. The party's all kind of like, what happened?
However, you'll never see the truth with such clouded eyes.
Shut up!
After all, you're just a puppet.
Of course. Nova fight just like the OG, the puppet line. Let's see, does this go to after the... Alright, yeah, let's see here. This little white space, obviously associated with some live stream. The rest of the party gets there. They all know she's done for, she's dead. Cloud's so fucked in the head. Man does not know how to deal with trauma. And now watch this, another good point. As soon as he enters this whisper circle, look at that. All his friends, the rest of the party, they're gone. They're gone. It's just him and Aerith. And this stuff is like all pillowing Cloud from snapping. Because he cannot take this right now. Aerith knows it would be bad news. And she wakes up. Doesn't even say anything, just...
Wake up.
Gives him a little... You know, a little smile. There you go. Okay. Now, I guess I should do this scene quick too, because this is all gonna come into the discussion, so just stay with me. Just watch this little part right here.
Don't look up.
Well, now I gotta look.
He sees the crack, they
Fine,
don't.
but don't let it get to you.
Don't let what get to me?
It's not real. Just an illusion.
Not real, just an illusion. Now the scene itself, like, you know, looking up the sky and that's not like the big relevance. It's that line right there. It's just an illusion, which Cloud is going to, you know, start spouting that this is an illusion, this is an illusion. So that's where that's going. Now, to explain where this is all going, first, let's dip a little bit into this scene from the original at the Whirlwind Maze. Ooh. Let me turn this down a little bit. Volume went back up for some reason. Sephiroth's near, anything could happen. Yeah, let's... Might not be the best quality video, but... And Nibelheim. An illusion. This is an illusion Sephiroth made up, trying to confuse us. Alright. It's all right as long as we know it's an illusion. There's nothing to be afraid of. Don't worry, we're getting there. And of course, yeah, Zack is there, not Cloud. This is an illusion. Some fake Sephiroth made up to confuse us, just as he said. But Cloud believes. I don't want it to be an illusion. I want to go back to the real world. Of course, if you would say that, Cloud, it's just an illusion. Don't worry about it. Dot, 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 dot. He was like, stop it, because she knows this is like not, you know. Cloud's head is fragile. She's starting to get the idea. Probably not me that he's going to show us another stupid illusion. See, didn't I tell you? So now, the truth to Cloud is an illusion. Crazy, right? Alright, hold on. Keep going. Don't watch. Yeah, Tifa's really fraught right now. She doesn't want Cloud's mind to break either. She understands Cloud is very fragile at this point. Come on, Tifa, I told you before, as long as we know that it's an illusion, there's nothing to be scared of. Oh, a dream, but it felt so real. Sephiroth, I know you're listening to what I... And he's like, I know what you want to say. That I wasn't in Nibelheim 5 years ago. That's it, isn't it? I see you finally understand. What are you trying to say is that you want to confuse me, right? But even making me see those things won't affect me. I remembered all the heat of the fire, the pain in my body, and in my heart. Oh, is that so? You are just a puppet, you have no heart and cannot feel any pain. How can there be any meaning in a memory of such a being? What I have shown you is reality. What you remember, that is the illusion. And they're speechless right now because they're like, yeah, I mean, Sephiroth's kind of telling that, I mean, Tifa knows, like, Sephiroth's kind of not, like, you are a little fucked up, Cloud. I don't want to understand, but I want to ask you one thing. Why are you doing this? I want to take you back to your real self. The one who gave me the black materia that day. Who would have ever thought a failed experiment would prove so useful? Hojo would die if he knew. Hojo, what does he have to do with me? 5 years ago, you were constructed by Hojo piece by piece right after Nibelheim was burnt. A puppet made up of vibrant Genova cells, her knowledge and the power of Mako. An incomplete Sephiroth clone, not even given a number. That is your reality. I was like, yeah, what the fuck you're talking about, buddy? You've been drinking a little bit too much of Grandpa's cough medicine. Alright. Oh, don't listen to him. Cover your ears, close your eyes. What's wrong, Tifa? I'm not affected by it. I wasn't paying attention to him. All that talk of Hojo constructing you is a lie. Don't we have our memories together? Being kids together, starlit nights? Ha 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 ha, Tifa. Why are you so worried? Are you scared by my words? Shall I show everyone here what's in your heart? Don't tell Cloud I love him. Haha, you don't look well. Well, that, like, she's, like, doubting Cloud, too. But Tifa, is Sephiroth right? And she knows, like, yeah, he might be right. That's what she's thinking. Because she knows he wasn't here 5 years ago. Cloud, why are you so scared? Don't worry. No matter how confused I am, I'll never believe a word Sephiroth says. It's true that sometimes I can't figure out who I am. There's a lot of things muddled up in my memories. But Tifa, you said a long time no see, Cloud, right? Those words will always support me. I'm the one you grew up with. I'm Cloud from Nibelheim. No matter how much I lose faith in myself, that is the truth. That's why you shouldn't be so scared. No matter what anyone else says, it's your opinion that counts. No, that's not true, Cloud. What's not? I'm the same Cloud you grew up with, aren't I? That's not what I mean. I don't know how to say it. Cloud, I need some time. Just give me a little time. Cloud, don't blame Tifa. The ability to change one's looks, voice, and words is the power of Jenova. Inside of you, Jenova has merged with Tifa's memories, creating you. Out of Tifa's memory, a boy named Cloud might have just been a part of them. Cloud, please don't think right now. Haha, think, Cloud! Cloud, excuse me, you never had a name. Shut up, Sephiroth. Still don't understand, then. Do you remember the picture that we took before Mountain Nibel? You remember, right? And yeah, it's gonna be Zack. I should be in the picture, even if I'm not. Just as I thought. This picture's a fake. The truth is in my memory. 5 years ago, I came back to Nibelheim to inspect the reactor. I was 16. The town hadn't changed at all. What did I do? Oh, yeah. I saw my mom. I saw the people in town. Went to Tifa's room. There I played the piano. I looked in the drawers. Oh, boy. I spent the night and went to the reactor at Mountain Nibel. I was excited about it because that was my first mission after becoming a first-class soldier. Soldier, first class. Soldier, when did I enter Soldier? How did I join Soldier? Why can't I remember? But yeah, okay. So, let's just go back to... We're not going to watch it again. I just... want to get to one point. All right. Well, I think this is a good time to just use Twitter. So, yeah, this is part of one of the chibi models. But yeah, when he says, what I have shown you is reality, what you remember, that is the illusion. So, all right. To get into how Aerith's death scene is going to be greater, first, I'm going to tell you that I consider the Aerith death scene at the end of Rebirth, I don't consider, like, I don't like to call it the Aerith death scene. I like to call it the Cloud trauma scene. Because it's focused on Cloud's trauma and how he's unable to handle it. You know, you go through the trials in the Temple of the Ancients with the party, and they all go through their trauma, and afterwards Aerith gives that speech about, you know, the past is the past, you know, there's nothing you can do to change that, but, you know, you should still, like, strive for a better future and move forward, you know, that kind of speech. And, like, you know, it's like, I'm not going to say that cured all their trauma or whatever, but it's like them coming to terms, and dealing with it. So, like, their traumas, Cloud has his trial, Sephiroth's, like, you know, in his head, so Cloud's trial doesn't go as planned, like, he doesn't get that closure, and, you know, Sephiroth's just manipulating the shit out of him. So, you know, like, when Aerith gave that speech, he's like, cool story, bro, like, can we go now? I need to get that black material like it's crack. So, yeah, that's what was going on with that. So, with like, the Aerith death scene, first of all, like, the party was not there and they did not witness it, so they don't really know, like, if it was Sephiroth or a Cloud-controlled Sephiroth or whatever that killed her in the first place. So this theory goes, when Sephiroth is explaining all this stuff, you know, he is telling Cloud he was constructed in Hojo's lab, he's not even the real Cloud. He knows that's not the truth. He's a manipulative liar. He's trying to confuse Cloud and break him. And what do you think he's gonna say about Aerith's death, that she tried to pillow him from and block out? You know, he's with his like, Sephiroth's like, you got those clouded eyes, like, Sephiroth's going to be like, I'm gonna uncloud them for you, and he's going to tell Cloud that he is the one who killed Aerith. And, you know, we have that scene when he's like hovering over her with the Buster Sword. He's going to be like, this is actually what happened. And he's going to show like an actual illusion of Cloud killing her himself. And that on top of all that other shit, that is going to make him snap. Like, he's going to break, and it's going to add to that. Does he throw on a robe and start walking towards the Northern Crater? I'm not sure. I don't, like, I mean, we saw that scene where Cloud's in a robe. I don't know if that's just him, like, oh, this is like the future that's going to happen or something, or if it's like, you know, just he thinks that's what's going to happen to him. Because, like, Dr. Sheeran is like, you know, he think like the only thing he can compare what these robed guys are going through is degradation, even though it's not that. It's like there's something else in their blood. And Cloud right now currently thinks he's going through degradation. He doesn't realize, you know, that these are people with S cells and they're part of the Genova reunion. It's different than degradation. It's like they're Sephiroth copies. And little does he know he's like the perfect copy that was considered a failed experiment, but really the only one who was successful. So yeah, like Sephiroth is going to mess with Cloud's head, and that's gonna be part of his breaking point when he like snaps and gives Sephiroth the black materia to where he summons Meteor and all that. Like I said, I don't know if he's gonna become one of those black robe guys. I don't think so. You know, I don't think he's gonna get all pale and like, at least to their extent, and wear a robe and hand Sephiroth the black materia. I think it's going to be more along the lines of OG, where he just, you know, you see Cloud like flying around and shit, and, you know, holding his head and going crazy. And there's probably going to be a like Edge of Creation scene when like Cloud's like, you know, going like this freaking right before he gives Sephiroth the black materia. It looks like he's like, you know, fighting it like to give him the black materia. I think he's going to go to the Edge of Creation at that point. And then Sephiroth is going to win that battle, and that is going to signify his complete takeover of Cloud, because the Edge of Creation stuff is like a mental battle going on, and that is just going to showcase that like Sephiroth has full control over him. And yeah, just like Aerith and Zack were in that final battle, it was because they, you know, they're tied to Cloud's consciousness, and, you know, just like Advent Children, where you see them in that white space, like, they are tied to Cloud, so that's why they were there in the final battle. But Sephiroth is there on the cellular level, like we've said before. And yeah, like Cloud is going to go through that struggle, and I think Sephiroth is going to win in that moment. And, you know, you're not going to see Cloud win in that Edge of Creation until the very end, when he you know, gets rid of Sephiroth's manipulation over him. So that's going to be really interesting too, to like see Cloud lose that fight. I mean, you're probably going to win it gameplay wise, and then right after cutscene you lost, and, you know, then you hand the black materia to Sephiroth. Like, he's kind of going through what Sephiroth went through when he's like, am I even human, and I'm just another experiment, and that led to his like breaking point when he went crazy. So that's how I think they're going to handle that. And I think that they will save the real reveal of the entirety of the death scene, like where it's like pretty much going to be one-to-one with OG. You're going to get the Cloud-like speech with like, my eyes are burning, my mouth is dry, like, you know, she like she had a future and all this. And, you know, we're going to see the water burial, all that stuff within the live stream sequence with him and Tifa. And I think that's going to be epic. Like, it's like, you know, it's going to be heartbreaking enough where like you're going to feel heartbroken for Cloud, and it's going to be a crazy scene to see, like, for that illusion of, like, even if you know it's an illusion, it's still going to be crazy to see Cloud like cut down Aerith in any form, even if it is an illusion. That's going to be wild, and you're going to feel so bad for Cloud. But then when you get that fully realized scene, and it's like, you know, Cloud comes to terms with like, this is actually what happened. And then, you know, Tifa comes out of the live stream with Cloud. She tells the rest of the party, like, this is actually what happened. Cloud's not a fucking psycho who killed her himself, or, you know, he wasn't manipulated by Sephiroth like Sephiroth did it, and he's just been fucking with Cloud's head. So that is pretty much where I think that's going to go. And I think you know, that's going to be amazing. And like, I think the scene is going to be very emotional. I mean, there's going to be a lot of emotional scenes within that, you know, the like live stream sequence. You know, they like, we're gonna, you know, Tifa's mom dies. Probably gonna see more on that, and Tifa goes in her coma. Cloud gets blamed for Tifa falling off the bridge and smacking her head and going in the coma. Like, stay away from her, Cloud. All that shit. And then, you know, it's gonna be like one of the things where like that's what happened, and he's gonna find out that you know, he wasn't a soldier constructed. He's just like, he is an S-cell experiment. Like, you know, he was a Shinra grunt that got taken by Hojo, injected with S-cells, and now he's the Cloud that he is. And then yeah, he finds his true self and all that, and I'm unsure if they're going to stick the like Zack's death scene in like the Whirlwind Maze 2 in this part right here in the OG, to be like, you know, oh, it was your fault, Zack died, like, look at you, like, you're just dead weight to him, like, you're, you know, you limped over and letting him get shot. Like, maybe he'll make it seem like Cloud was just watching him, just standing there watching him get shot down by a battalion or something. But like, I'm not sure if they're going to include the Zack stuff in that. That's just, you know, whatever. But I do think they are going to move that Zack sequence that was in the Nibelheim basement, like in Hojo's little Shinra Manor lab. I think they're going to move that to the live stream sequence as well. So we're going to see how Aerith's death played out. We're going to see how Zack's death played out within that scene. Like, the live stream scene is going to have a ton of revelations. It's going to have, you know, Cloud wasn't really in Soldier. You know, he was actually an experiment. Like, Zack was killed, and you know, he was the grunt with Zack. He was taking over, you know, like using Zack's stories as his own. And then yeah, of course, the Aerith death scene, and like, you're gonna get it in its full glory, like pretty much probably one for one with like OG, if not like some added little things in there to make it, you know, even more emotionally impactful. But I know a few people might be like, well, if they just did it like at the end of Rebirth and didn't have all this, you know, Cloud trauma stuff, then it would have been more impactful. I'll just argue that, like, you know, like Myrna, Barrett's wife, and Ifama, we knew they were already dead, and you know, we got more insight into their deaths, like through, you know, those trauma trials and seeing their backstory, like the backstory of their death and everything. And like Aerith especially, like, you get to see Ifama die through Almira's like flashback in the first part of remake in the original. But in like Rebirth, when you go through the trial with Aerith, like, you get her walking around as a little girl crying and like, I need help, my mom's sick, and like people just treating her like garbage, and like, you know, her watching the Shinra scientists like take off with her mom and stuff like that, and how she was helpless and everything. So you know, they really like that pulled emotions out of me. I mean, I thought that was super emotional. I don't know about you guys, but it didn't matter that was a death that already happened or something. It just it still hit hard, and they executed and, you know, stuck the landing. So I don't see an issue with like Aerith's death being fully showcased in the live stream sequence, and until then, that's giving us this whole, you know, this whole sequence of like, did Cloud do it? Is this an illusion? Especially for like newcomers who, like, you know, the newcomers are really going to be questioning, did Cloud actually do it? Like, if like you don't really know what happened and you're trying to piece it all together, and like by the time of that live stream sequence, when you're getting all the truths and everything, because that's like the moment where all the truths are revealed pretty much in the original. So that's, you know, Sephiroth's a liar. He lies a lot. He lies especially in this scene. He knows he's doing it. And I just think, yeah, like I said, he's going to use Aerith's death to like make him think that he did it, and even make the rest of the party think that he did it, and like separate them from each other. Because like I showed in Rebirth, they arrived after she was already run through, so, you know, they're not like, they don't know for sure. I mean, I'm sure they have their doubts because Cloud's been acting insane, and like, you know, especially like from the Temple of Ancients on, but like, you know, since like Gungaga, at least, like, you know, when he almost killed Tifa, he's like, you know, been freaking out of it. So you know, they would have doubt, they already have doubts sewn into their mind, like there is a part of them that's going to think that Cloud actually do this. So, you know, that's like him separating Cloud from the party and like separating him from himself, really, and you know, just breaking him down completely. So I can't wait to see that happen. And I think like by the end of the day, when we do get that full death scene in the live stream sequence, it's going to be amazing. And the fact that like the next game is going to have this probably illusionary scene where we see Cloud, you know, kill Aerith, and then like that's, you know, that emotional trauma he's going to go through from that. And then, you know, when he's going through the healing stuff in the live stream sequence, like that's, you know, it's going to be like that, the scene that everyone wanted. And it's like it's going to be emotional. Like they've, with all these emotional moments so far, they've stuck the landing. Like even when Barrett thought like well, like I wouldn't say thought, but like, you know, Wedge survived out of the three of them at the platefall, but like Jesse and Biggs, they died. So, you know, that like Barrett went, you know, he was very emotional. That scene was awesome. And like, you know, if Elnam, Myrna, like anything with any death, or even like not even just death, like Sung getting run through by Sephiroth, and then like Aerith with, you know, I never hated you and stuff like that. Like it's, they know how to land the execution and get those emotions out of us. Like we can sit here and say, oh, no matter what they do at this point, you know, we're not going to feel anything. That's a load of crap. Like there's plenty, like they've already proven themselves to me that like they can get emotions out of me, and I'm kind of glad they saved it for the next game, because they've, you know, there was plenty of death in those trials. And you know, even though the secondary Kate Sith comes out and like after he gets crushed by the temple, like, you know, there's still like that little death scene with him in that moment. And then, you know, even if he is a robot, another one comes right out. You know, there's still like, I still felt bad. I still felt that scene. And like, I even knew that like, you know, Kate Sith number 2 is coming out. So never say never is what I want to say. But yeah. And I guess I'll just, you know, like this was like my first thought, like, oh, 100% like her death scene, like from what we saw in OG, is going to play out in this moment. And then I thought about it. I thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, to be fair, you know, Sephiroth lied to Cloud, and you know, he could maybe convince Cloud he killed Aerith, and you know, save the true scene, like that OG, that faithful OG scene for the live stream sequence, which I really think that is the direction they are going now. Even like a little while ago, earlier today, I was like, oh, maybe the live stream place isn't the right place for it, because it's really more so about how Cloud got to where he is, like to his, you know, like the point like where he believes he's like a soldier and everything like that, and his mind's all jumbled. Like you find that out. But thinking about it more, like, you know, like it does actually fit for like the Aerith death scene to, you know, him to get that resolution there. And especially since it's like taking place within the live stream, where like Aerith is probably going to be more connected to him than ever. So that is like something I see playing out. As far as the Zack stuff, yeah, I think like we might see his, you know, death sequence play out in the live stream too, which would I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense, because, you know, we get the reveal that, you know, like Cloud, you know, like Zack was the soldier there, not Cloud. He was a grunt, and like, you know, Zack was his friend. But yeah, like he'll probably ask the question, but like, what happened to Zack? And then, you know, you're gonna get that answer within the live stream sequence as well, most likely. But yeah, this was mostly about Aerith's death, but I feel like I should touch on Zack's death a little bit there, because I mean, I feel like it most, like, I don't think they're gonna save it for the, like they did in OG, some optional scene at the bottom of Shinra Manor. They're gonna stick that somewhere. And yeah, I think it's gonna be in the live stream sequence as well. So the live stream sequence is shaping up to be the craziest part in the game. And you know, a lot of truths come out of that, and then there's all the stuff about like the worlds and everything. There's like other questions that need to be answered that have been set up, you know, just in this like a remake trilogy, and I mean, we might even get the answers there too. Like the live stream sequence is probably about to be this very, very huge lore dump, but it's, you know, it's probably gonna be a very long sequence, because I'm thinking like other places they would reveal this stuff. I mean, maybe some of it gets revealed in like towards the end, like in the final battle or something like that, but yeah, I mean, when it like pertains to Cloud himself, I see all that stuff like in his experiences, like that stuff is going to be solved in the live stream sequence. But as for like some of the new mysteries, like I'm trying to think of another area they could solve those. I don't know. And I mean, I feel like they're just gonna jam it all into the live stream sequence, which isn't terrible. Like, who knows how long that sequence is gonna be? But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, that I think, like, you know, like I said, like Aerith's death scene could be like the most amazing like death scene in gaming, pretty much, and like it could even trump the OG in its execution and how they use it, and even its emotional impact. And even if it's not doing it now, it most likely will at some point in the future when we eventually get our hands on part 3, which is a few years away. But that part is going to be packed full. I hope it's like 300 hours long personally. but yeah, I can't wait for part 3. You guys are all hyped, I'm sure too. So let me know what you all think. If you think that, you know, this is a stupid idea, or if you think like, hey, this would actually be really cool. So yeah, just like, subscribe, you know, hit the bell if you want to stay notified with, you know, future videos. I'll probably be posting more out there between now and the release of part 3, especially like theory videos. I'm going to keep theorizing. That's just going to be constant until part 3 comes out, because I love to think about this stuff. But yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys later. Nostalgiaverse out. See y'all.